Your pastor might only be pretending to believe in God. Let me explain what I mean. Hi, I'm Colton. I grew up a Pentecostal pastor's kid, went to school to get degrees in historical Christian theology, and I think that the way that most people hold their religious beliefs might be closer to a sort of shared game of make-believe than it is to the way they hold facts about the world. There's this guy named Neil Van Leeuwen who's a professor of both philosophy and neuroscience at the University of Florida. And he wrote a book called Religion as Make-Belief, a theory of belief, imagination, and group identity. So Van Leeuwen makes this really sharp distinction between what he calls factual beliefs and what he calls religious credences. And he says that factual beliefs actually guide the way that we navigate reality. He says that factual beliefs are involuntary, they're evidence sensitive, and they spill over into every context of life. Like if you believe that there's beer in the fridge because you open the fridge and see that there's beer in there, you don't have to choose that. It's involuntary. You believe that there's beer in the fridge because you saw that there was beer in the fridge, right? It's like if you believe that fire burns, you act on that everywhere. Whereas religious credences or religious beliefs, he says they work a little differently. He says that they're cultivated on purpose, intentional. These are not things that are involuntary beliefs. We choose to believe them. And religious credences, he says, live primarily inside of ritual and community contexts. He says that these kinds of beliefs resist evidence in ways that factual beliefs really aren't capable of doing, that they're more like imaginative stances, like when kids play pretend, right? Except that they're done collectively and done with deep symbolic weight. So I like to imagine myself, I love playing Dungeons and Dragons. And when we get together with my friends and we play Dungeons and Dragons, for a period of time, we're suspending belief in a lot of the facts of the way the world works, and we're pretending to take on the roles of these characters. Now, just imagine what would happen if we then decided to carry that pretend belief into our daily actions in the rest of the world. It just doesn't make sense, and it wouldn't make sense to do. Well, most people who have religious credences actually act the same way. So, for example, I grew up in a religious community that believed very strongly in miracles and divine healing, and that if we laid our hands on somebody and prayed for them with faith, that they would be healed. But every time I was ever injured as a child, we didn't just pray. We also got out the Band-Aid, or we got out the gauze or the peroxide. One time I got a nail attached to a whole 2x4 stuck through my hand, and my parents took me to the emergency room. Now, they prayed on the way, but the fact that they were taking me